Hi everybody, welcome back to Kate's Space. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm going to continue with Brylee's journal. I started actually getting all the papers together and got a bit carried away, and then I thought, oh no, I want to do that on video, so I stopped. So it's a new day, and this is as far as we got. If you remember, just covering the cardstock with the fabric. And we've got some fraying happening here, but I hope that won't be too much of a problem. It's sewn twice here, so that's fine. And along here, so it's a little bit curly, but I think that will just stretch out and it will be fine. That's one thing, again, just a tip, just don't pull your fabric too tight. So maybe I have pulled that a little bit too tight. But once my pages and my cardstock on the inside is in, I think that'll be all right. I'll just turn my heater off. This is the piece of fabric that I've cut for the spine. But I also cut this for reinforcement. But my question to myself is whether I need both or not. And I don't really know, so I guess I'm going to err on the side of caution, and so that I know the journal's going to last a good long time. I'm actually going to glue this down, and then I'm going to cover it, glue this on top. So the glue I'm going to use is just some PVA, I think, just some white glue and a brush. And I'm just going to brush it on here. This one's actually pretty much empty. I need to refill it. And it looks like I've lost the lid as well. Oh no, there it is. I took it off. Oh, right. So we've got some nice, good light today. So that is a good reason to do another video. I hope you guys, there's some of you are following along, or you know, you've covered your cardstock with some fabric and making a journal along with me. That would be so cool. And we're going to just lift this up into here. It's pretty even. It's all going to be covered, so it's not too much of a worry. But this is some kind of proper bookmaker's cloth. The story behind this is I've got a whole roll of it, like a massive roll of it. It's ridiculous, because my sister Jo bought a book page press, or whatever you want to call it, those big huge things that press papers and things. We call them book presses, but in actual fact they're not for pressing books at all. Anyway, and when it was here in our town, so we went to pick it up for her, and when we got there, the guy who she was purchasing off was actually retiring, and he was a bookbinder. And he had a whole lot of stuff, and he just kept going, do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? And I'm going, oh, okay. And but not really. Oh, this one's going over the top. Whoops. Stop chatting. Okay, so this one's going over the top of that, so you're going to see that. And then I've chosen some end papers. I chose them, and then I thought, oh no, I'm not sure about them, but I'm going to stick with them. And that's going to be like that. And I think it'll be alright once it's all stuck down and the pages are in there and everything. So now I'm going to glue this down. Yeah, so he gave me a whole roll of this, a whole lot of cardstock. What else did he give me? Oh, so much stuff. Sort of some book cover stuff. Anyway, so that's the story behind this strengthening stuff, or whatever you want to call it. that should glue that fabric down there. And then we'll glue this down. And then we'll go about choosing our papers, which for this journal for Brylee, she is just going to write in it primarily. Well, I hope she is. That's what she said she's going to do. She may not use it, who knows, but anyway, it doesn't matter if she doesn't. I'm enjoying making it, and it'll be great for her to have it. So yeah, she wants to write in it. I guess I should try and get this a bit central. That's okay. And so I'm trying to choose a lot of papers that that are either plain or have lines on them for her to write on. Yeah, so that's what I've kind of looked through. So I've found some ledger papers. I've got some, I'm going to use some of that coffee, some tea stain papers, and also some avocado dyed papers, because, you know, we've got all the pinks and things going on. So hopefully she'll like that. And this will be the last video I do on this until I get back from Australia, from my holiday. I think we need to let that dry before we bend it. So I think that's nice and well glued down. And then we let it dry before we bend it. I think that's the best way. Okay. Put the glue brush in the water. And we'll put that aside to dry. And then we can look at our pages, our papers that we're going to put in this journal. What have I gathered so far? Right, I have, oh, that was the other thing. I was thinking maybe of using this wallpaper. That was a thought I had. Maybe using some of this old wallpaper. I mean, I think it's a sort of a vinyl-y one, but it's quite cool. I might do that. Haven't decided, but if not, I'll use it for pages. But I'll put that aside for now until I've decided. Right, so I've collected lots of papers. I've got, this is out of an old ledger book I have. I've got some lined paper, some note paper that's just from like typo or something. This is the avocado dyed stuff, some coffee dye and tea dyed, some lighter tea dyed, something out of a dress book. Right, so these are the ones I started cutting down. I've got a template which is this one. This is the right size. So let's just continue. I do have a digital kit here, which is one by Nicola from the paper Cameo, and I'm thinking I might use this throughout because she can still write on here. She just didn't want too many pages that she couldn't write on, but I thought it would be nice to have some pretty pages. So I'm thinking about popping those in. Right, so then I need to decide how I'm going to do these lined ones, whether I am going to fold them on the fold like that and then trim them. I think I'll fold them. I don't think I'm going to do tucks. I think I'm going to, okay, so I think I'm going to trim it this way. So I'm going to trim it there. Let's try and edit out me getting up and down to my cutter. all the time. And then I think I will fold these in, and that will give her more writing space. I might do that once I've put them all together, because it might be a different amount I need to fold in. This one I kind of wanted to do a narrow page. So this is this is all the dyeing I did the other day. On that day David went away for the night and I took over the entire house and had paper everywhere. Oh, I've just ripped that, but that's okay because it's too long anyway. So that's going to be a narrow page. I'm just going to fold that up for now. I quite like those little narrow pages. And I haven't pressed it often. Normally I would press papers. Okay, this one I'm going to fold this way because I think it's pretty much the right size. It is, it's the perfect size. So I'm just going to fold that way. And hopefully, you know, she will get her head around writing in it sideways and all sorts of things. Like, it will be good for her. Again, I'm going to trim this one, the length of this one. It's not folded quite straight, but I think once you've dyed your papers, they often kind of change shape a little bit. I'm not too worried. I don't want it to be super perfect anyway, so that's okay. But I will just measure this one here, so that's coming off about there. And I've got this one here, which will be the same. I might just tuck those inside each other the other way, and I'll give those a trim. Yeah, but I kind of like the wrinkliness of the dyed papers without them being put in the press. I know they make the journal more bulky. Actually, I might tear those. I think I'd like the idea of tearing those. Where's my ruler? So probably when this video goes up, I will have seen my granddaughter, and you will have seen pictures on my stories, and maybe even on this video, because I might edit it while I'm away, so I might pop up a little picture of Valley, or maybe of Valley and me. I got a message from Michaela today saying, oh, I get to see you this week, and we're both very excited. David and I are very much looking forward to a holiday that involves, that really doesn't involve any sort of responsibilities towards anyone. Okay, I'm going to fold this one this way. And I might do another narrow one, because I quite like the little narrow ones. And I might just tear this off. Keep that little scrap. Okay, I've got some more lined paper here. Have I done one? Oh yeah, that's the same as this one, except it's been dyed with the avocado. It's got a couple of folds in it. Yeah. So again, I think I'll just tear it this way, the length off. How is everybody? How are you all? I hope you're all well. Really appreciate you stopping by and checking in and watching my videos, if you do. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I have the opportunity now to be monetized by YouTube. I have enough watch hours to have the ads switched on, and for most of my videos I haven't done it, and I don't really know what to do about it. Yeah, I'm still in two minds, because you don't really earn a lot of money from it. So it's kind of like, why bother? Will it annoy people when people stop watching? And then I just kind of think, well, it's a little bit more of an income, I guess. And I don't know, this is just going to be a little mini page. It would be quite cool if that, is it too tall? No, it would be quite cool actually to maybe join that onto something. I might leave that like that. And I've got some more of these. Yeah, so that's happening, and I'm just sort of thinking about it, but you know, things change. I don't really understand how it works. I had a big sort of influx of subscribers and people watching my channel, thanks to Meg at Meg Journals, who posted one of my junk journal July videos in her newsletter, which is really kind of her. And so lots of people came over. Oops, whoopsie. But I don't really know if that's going to stay like that. I mean, the growth hasn't remained huge. Got my little lovely craft collective of followers, and yeah, I just feel like that's great. I don't know. Anyway, so if you see ads, more ads, that's why. And I'm sorry if it's annoying. I don't know whether to fold this. This is quite old and brittle, this paper. So I'm just going to fold this one here. Yeah, so that's that. There's that one. Right, I've got more ledger, lots and lots of ledger. So we could do this one folding that way. It's got a bit of a tear there, but that's okay. We can mend it. So we could do this, and we'll just tear this down. So about there, I think. I went to the gym again this morning. My legs felt a little bit wobbly afterwards, but it was good to go. Good to get that done. You always eat and drink so much when you're on holiday, don't you? And I'll fold those in after. What else am I going to do? Oh, I found this. I want to do one of those. And I love this as well. I want to put this in, and I'm hoping it's not too big. Perfect. Yay. I want to put that one in. Right, now I've got some huge big ledger here. I've got this lovely green one, which I thought was nice because we've got the green stripes on the cover. So let's see, we should be able to get 2 big pages out of this. I want to keep the number. So this one I'm going to tear it about here. So it's a bit big. You might just, this has got some tape or something on it. I'll think about what I'm going to do with that one. And then I've got this one as well. Maybe we will do a pocket. You never know, she might want to tuck something in. Just a little one here. I should do it this way. It's actually French ledger from a winery. I'm not entirely sure what the date is on this. 1922. My friend Lynn in Thames gave me that. Hi Lynn. Thank you. One thing I was going to do was actually tell you the story of Brylee, our family story. As some of you will know, if you've seen any of my posts, Brylee's a left arm amputee. She was my third daughter. She was born in 1996 and she was a bit of a character. She was a little baby and she was quite sickly initially as a baby. She got lots and lots of ear infections, had a lot of, she had a bit of reflux, and also she had, lots of ear infections and antibiotics as a little baby, which eventually we ended up putting what they call grommets. Is it grommets in? And excuse me, I can't. That's why I wish I could talk and craft at the same time. She she had grommets put in, and suddenly, you know, everyone in the house stopped yelling because she could hear us again. It was quite noticeable. Anyway, that was that, and I'm going to fold that way, I think. Hopefully it's the right size, and I won't have to refold it because, again, this is old, this paper. She's a bit of a character, as in that, even as a very small child, she was always super confident and friendly and loved people. And, you know, we'd do things like go to the beach as a family, and we'd look around, where's Brylee at age 2.5, 3, and she'd be off with someone else's family, happily having lunch with them. Like, there was nothing strange about it. And, you know, like, I'd have to go over and sort of apologize, and they're like, oh no, she's so lovely and delightful. And so she was a bit of a interesting child in that respect. So different from me. Like, I would not, you know, I'm shy even as an adult. Anyway, she grew up to be a lovely little girl, and her big sisters picked on her like any normal family. And just after her 6th birthday, we packed up to go camping. So it was me and my daughters, so the 3 daughters and I. It's interesting, you know, because the night before we packed to go away, I was kind of semi-packed. My husband at the time wasn't coming with me. He was going overseas on a tour, managing a New Zealand band that was going overseas to Australia to tour. So he was getting ready to do that, and it was just sort of at the end of summer. So it was January. Brylee had just had her 6th birthday, and the night before I had a terrible dream, a terrible nightmare about the camping trip and something that happened, and I woke up just absolutely terrified and upset, and you know, that happened, and you know, you don't really think anything. Oh, I had a nightmare, and it was very vivid, and I'm not going to sort of talk about what actually happened. It was really awful, and I can still vaguely remember it now, 20 years later. Anyway, I don't know if anyone's interested in this, but anyway, it fills out the time. And also this is for Brylee, so we were packing, and then when we were packing for the holiday, there's a few more things that needed to go into the car, and something happened, and my husband got angry, and I got angry and upset, and I'd forgotten to charge my phone, which was really, really silly. And I had a charger, one of those car plug-in chargers, so I plugged in the phone and I put it in the front, and we packed the girls into the van. We had a van at the time. I had all this brand new camping gear that I'd been working as a midwife by that stage for a few years, I think, maybe 1 full year. And one of my clients worked at a store that sold camping gear, and I got this beautiful big canvas tent and a cooking stove, and I was so excited to be taking the children up north on a camping trip, even though I was going on my own, and I probably would have preferred not to have been going on my own, but that's okay. You do what you have to do, because, you know, my husband at the time was away a lot with his job. Anyway, we got all ready and we got in the car. Brylee ended up, in those days you could put Littleys in the front seat. I mean, she was 6. She was in her booster seat in the front, and the other two, who were 10 and 9, were in the back, and we set off. Anyway, we were about 5 minutes away from our destination, and I got distracted on the road, and I swerved and went into the gravel on the side of the road. And then when I realised what I'd done, that I'd swerved slightly to the left, I got a fright and I overcorrected, and the van skidded in the gravel on the newly tar sealed, you know how they newly tar seal a road. They leave a lot of the gravel on there until it's settled, and they sweep it to the sides. But anyway, I skidded, and the van started snaking down the road, and I couldn't correct it. It was very frightening, and we had an accident. The car fell over onto its side, and we slid along the road, and that is when the windows broke on the left-hand side. Brylee's arm got caught between the van and the road, and my other daughter's got her foot caught between the van and the road. And they both had very severe injuries, and we were in the middle of nowhere. It was absolutely probably the worst. Yeah, it's the worst thing that's probably ever happened to me and them. And it changed our family, and it changed me, and of course it changed Brylee's life. And we didn't know what we were going to do. So yeah, that's the story of how Brylee became left arm amputee, because they couldn't save the arm. We were helicoptered to the Northern Hospital, and then we were helicoptered down to South Auckland, where they tried to repair her arm, but they said no. And we said it would probably be easier if it wasn't repaired. And so it wasn't. It was, she had it amputated. Right. So yeah, so there's a little bit of a story of Brylee. She was also my little dancer, so you can imagine how I was feeling about my little dancer, ballet dancer girl who loved dance, had always loved to dance, and had danced and been on stage since she was just a wee thing. And I was just horrified that this had happened to her. But you know what? A term after the accident, she was back in the dance studio. Because in actual fact, the ballet teacher rang me and she said, "Why is Brylee not back at ballet?" And I said, "Well, I didn't really know whether she could." And they're going, "Of course she could. We miss her. We want her back." So Brylee was back with bells on, and she has danced ever since. And she's still dancing. In fact, at the moment, she is rehearsing for a show in the town that she lives in called We Will Rock You. And she said to me last night, she said, "I'm in so many things, Mum. If I'm not dancing, I'm changing." So yeah, she's still dancing, and it's been a really, really, really tough road for all of us, and in different ways. We've all had to make our own journey. And you know, Michaela who damaged her foot in the accident, ended up having multiple surgeries because she needed skin grafts and all sorts of things, whereas Brylee was out of hospital within a few days. So I think often we forget the trauma that Michaela also went through of having repeated surgeries and going under general anaesthetic. And I know she, by the end of it, she was going, "Mummy, please don't let them do this to me again." Oh my gosh, when I think back, I'm amazed we survived it, really. I'm amazed I survived it. But we did, you know, human beings are tough, and everybody has had really hard, tough times in their life. I'm not the only one. So yeah, that's our little story. What's some of the story anyway of our lovely Brylee, our lovely brave Brylee. Okay, so now we have all these pages, we need to think about how many signatures are we going to have here. I'm kind of thinking 8 or 9, 7 or 8, maybe 7. Shall we do 7? Okay, let's go with 7 and see how that works. And then we just have to put our pages. I find this bit quite hard because I've got a mix, but not an even mix. So I'm kind of like, would I put those sort of with those? I can put all the pink ones, say all the pink ones together. There, and then maybe our lined ones, our plain. I don't have that many. Oh, I've got a few plain ones that aren't lined, so they can go in a pile. Oh, I've got these. Forgot about those. These are the ones I folded up yesterday. Okay, got more here. Got lots. Okay, let's do that. And then we've got all our ledgers. We can put all our ledgers in a pile. This is some old book. More ledger, more note paper. Book. Oh, I might put that. Note paper. If anyone has a better way of doing this, you know, feel free to let me know. And then we've got more ledger there. And another plain piece. Where's our plain pieces? Okay, I'm going to start with the plain pieces. And the pink. Let's do that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I've only got 6. 6. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What about these ones? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll put that aside. Oh, I've got another one of these here. Put that there. Okay. And we've got these kind of pages. So let's just say we're going to use this digital. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we've got 2 of those left over. So how many? 2, 3, it's only 4 pages. And then we've got all our ledger. So let's divide all our ledger up into 1. Oh, there's another plain piece. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7. And then we've got 1. The only thing that the other reason that made me laugh was, you know, we do have a sense of humour about what happened, and I just see this as a miners accidents relief fund, and I think Brylee will find that funny. Put that one there, and then we've got the green one. I haven't folded it yet, and there. Okay, and then I've just got these random pieces, so let's just pop them in. Doesn't really matter. 1, 2, 3. Which one didn't get one of these? Actually, I might go there. 5, 6, and then this one 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then, I don't know, did this not get one? Okay, righty-ho, let's have a look. I'm going to put those ones aside because I haven't folded the green yet. Let's just see how these go together. I love this page. I'll probably put that at the front. This is way too tall. That's okay. And then maybe a plain, and then a pink, and then that. But really, what do we, I haven't got anything pretty for the middle. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think I want something, I want a bit of layering happening. Oh yeah, that looks a little bit better. Maybe that will work. Or we could have the digitals in the center. Okay. There we go. Now we need to decide if we're going to, well, I guess we're going to cut that off, aren't we? So there's one. So that was a bit of a story, wasn't it? Oh dear. Oh well. I think it's good to know sometimes people's history and what how they've got to where they are. Not everybody would think that, but that's okay. Maybe I'll put that one on the front. Or that one. Where are we going to put that last lined one? It could go in the middle. Okay. We've got our old diary. I've got a little shorty page, so we could have that. Our little shorty. And then maybe a pretty one, or maybe we have the shorty and the pretty one, and then the lined one, and then some ledger maybe. I don't know which way up that needs to go. It probably doesn't really matter. This one, And our pink one, maybe our pink one can go here. I stick out too far because I still have to okay, that's another one. I'm really pleased with the avocado dyeing this time. It's funny how you get a different shade. I mean, it's the same, it's actually the same batch of dye. I made so much and it's in the freezer. I've still got a huge amount. So it'll be interesting to see if it's different or the same this time, next time. Yep, I've got 2 pinky pages in this one. So I'm not sure. That one might need to get changed. And then all these bits need to be folded in, but I wanted to check in the cover first how that will go. I've got this lovely piece that I've been saving. I love this little image, and this is from my Language of Flowers birthday book, which is quite old, but this is her birthday, January the 12th, so I did want to include that somehow. Oh look, that's the first one of those. Oh, the other ones, they must be in the... So those are quite bright white, but that doesn't matter. I'm not going to try and tea dye everything, and I don't mind if it's a bit different. There we go. That one. Oh, now we probably need to commit to folding this. I don't know what I've done with my template. I think my template's probably ended up in one of my signatures. I think it might have ended up in this one, is it? I think that's my template there, so I'm going to just slip that out. And we need to decide what we're going to do with this. So I'll just fold it along there. And now, alright, is that pretty straight? Okay, so we've got that. Pretty one. Maybe we'll have a skinny one. Like having some shorties in there. And then that's just not a nice light tea stain, and then some more ledger, and then that's got this calendar or diary, whatever you want to call it, page that can go in the middle maybe. Okay, that's good. And then we've got this one here. This is our last one, and again I'll just use this. Maybe we'll do a thinner page like that and fold this one in. We like our foldy outy pages. So right, that can go back in here. I hope you can see what I'm doing, because of course my screen mirroring has stopped. Don't even know why I bother putting it on, but oh well. I guess it helps to start with. Getting in the right place. I mean well. So these will all need to be trimmed widthways. What have we got? And that can go in the middle too. There we go. Now I think I've still got some bits here. I've got this little shorty bit here. Quite like that bit, so maybe I'll put that there. There we go, there's all our signatures. Yep, they do need a little bit of trimming down. Oh, and I do want to put this little one somewhere. I don't know how I'm going to do that actually. Whether I'm going to do that. And maybe do something on there. I'll put that aside, and with that one to think about. There's also this one, but it's the same on both sides, so I might actually do some fussy cutting or something on there. The other thing I've got is these 2 greeting cards, which are quite lovely, and I'm just wondering if we tear those, whether we could use those for something. I've got 2 here. One's a birthday one and one's a book of cheer, it says. So there's those. So we'll have to decide about that. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll just check I'm still recording. Yep, and that's been 45 minutes of me blabbing on and folding papers, so I won't be expecting too much of a... Alright, so I might cut... Am I going to fold that over? I'm not sure. I want to kind of wait for this to dry to see how far out they're going to stick. Oh, some of them are too tall, some of them are too fat. But there we go. I think that's going to look nice. I think that's a good amount of pages. We can probably actually get away with a bit more because she is only writing in it, so I may put more pages in it. I wanted about 200, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. We'll just see how we go, but then there may be room for these little cards and a few more little kind of dinky pages in here. Alright, thanks so much for watching. Didn't really get that much done. We reinforced our spine and put our fabric in. Now what I could have done, which might have been more interesting if I'd decided which paper I'm going to use, whether I want to use the wallpaper or this, we could have stuck these down over this. We have to do it over this fabric. So you do need something that's quite robust to cover up all that fabric because it's quite lumpy under there. I mean, I could take... No, I don't think I'll take the layers off because then, yeah, I want to cover them up. So, yeah, I need to decide on this. Maybe we could vote and then I will do the next video after you guys have told me what to do. So we've got this, which is like a card stock. Or we've got this wallpaper. Now this goes up this way, so that's what that would look like. It's harder to tell but that would be quite pretty, wouldn't it? You have to decide. So if anyone watches this video to the end, let me know what you think, whether the pink, the damask cardstock or the vintage wallpaper would be better in papers. Which one do you think looks better? That would be really helpful because I don't really have anyone here I can ask. David really certainly isn't interested. Again, I'm so thankful for you all and I really do appreciate it. I love chatting to you guys, even though I guess it does feel a little bit weird, but I don't know, you're my crafting buddies. This is our crafting collective, so thanks so much. I really appreciate you. I hope you're well. I hope you have a great week or a great day, whatever day it is when this goes up, and I will see you again soon in the next video. Bye.